Okay, I'm a Christian who used to practice witchcraft, and I do not participate in Halloween. It has nothing to do with my biblical knowledge, but has everything to do with the knowledge that I obtained while I was involved in the occult. This is going to make a lot of people mad too. So, buckle up, okay? Witchcraft is actually very simple. There are a few things that you need to understand. First, there's something called a spiritual veil. A protection obviously between our physical world and the spiritual one. And whenever witches are casting spells, they are trying to pull something from the spiritual realm into the physical reality. Now, on every other day of the week, the spiritual veil is really thick, but they have to call upon, the moon phases, the tides, the stars, the natural elements, the powers of this, the entities of that. And I know now these are demonic entities that they are calling through to help pull their spell from the spiritual realm into the physical one. Wasn't aware of that at the time, but I digress. The days leading up to Halloween, like the 3 days leading up to Halloween, Halloween itself, and then the 3 days after Halloween, there is something going on with the veil where it is thinning out. So the veil is going from like this thick to like thinning out every day to where when it gets to Halloween, it's super thin, which means that you don't have to necessarily align with the moon. You don't have to align with the tides. You don't have to in order to achieve the results that you are trying to achieve with your spell. What does that mean? That means that there are more spells than ever being cast on the days leading up to Halloween, the days of Halloween, and the days following Halloween because there is such little resistance with the spiritual veil. So I want you to imagine that on the days leading up to Halloween, Halloween day, and then the days following Halloween, just imagine all of these arrows flying through the air that you cannot see. These are all the spells, curses, and hexes that are being cast because there's the least amount of resistance. Okay? As a Christian, you cannot be demonically oppressed, and demonic principalities cannot operate in your life unless there is explicit permission. Explicit permission does not have to be a verbal, I give permission. Permission happens by way of actions, thoughts, coming into agreement to's, or acceptance. Okay? Halloween, on the surface of it, is just dressing up and getting candy. That is not that deep. But what you are not seeing is what's going on behind the curtain of Halloween, where everybody is dressing up and getting candy in the front of it, but behind of it,